Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'm going to install the Goldstrike LED trunk light to my 2021 Honda Goldwing. This LED trunk light will fit Goldwings year models 2021 or newer. If you have the 2018 through 2020, this Goldstrike trunk light will not fit your Honda Goldwing, only the 2021 or newer. So I'm going to install the trunk light, and also I'm going to install the Goldstrike wiring harness. It's a plug and play. The Goldstrike number is 48000. If you already have the 48000 and you are out of connections, then you can pick up the Y splitter, and that extends the plugs that's already on the harness. So stay tuned to the video, and I'm gonna walk you through how to get the 48024 LED trunk light installed on the 2021 Honda Goldwing or newer. So let's get started. Before I unbox the Goldstrike LED trunk light, please take a moment to click that subscribe button. I'm going to just go over with you some quick features of this particular trunk light. User selectable turn signals, lighting color amber to red to meet local regulations. It has multiple power on animations, turn modes with optional strobe effect, brake animations, and brake burst modes with burst, delay, and frequency make for hundreds of combinations to choose from. It has an adjustable run, turn, and brake lights. It has a free downloadable, password protected Bluetooth phone app available for iOS and Android devices. You can set up your style with a variety of power on animation. It increased safety when stopped with a variety of brake modulation animations. It features a overlight LED, adjustable interval time between brake animations with cool down mode. So let's take a look at the Goldstrike LED trunk light, part number 48024. So let's see what came in the box. So right out the box, we got some dielectric grease and some zip ties. We have the Goldstrike LED trunk light installation instructions. That's a total of 2 pages. So basically you have a right turn and you have a right and a left side. So let's open up the harness. And basically the wiring harness comes with installation instructions, also dielectric grease and some zip ties. So basically how this is going to work on the Honda Goldwing up under the seat. We're going to tie in this wiring harness. One says right The other wiring harness says left. So how this is going to work, so looking at the 48000, you have a left and you have a right. So this is going to connect directly underneath the seat on the Honda Goldwing. Once we run the connections for the LED trunk light, one should connect on the right side. The other should connect on the left side. So we're going to verify that through the directions just to make sure. But generally with the wiring harness, it controls the right, the other side controls the left. So if you already have the 48000 and you're out of your connections because you already have additional accessories on your Goldwing, you can purchase the Y splitter and plug it into one of the outlets and it'll give you 2 additional connections. We're going to take the wiring harness that has the orange, green, and brown. We're going to plug it on the left side that has orange, green, and brown. So we're going to connect like this. And on the right side, we're going to connect the red and the blue. And it's going to connect directly on the other side. So one is left, one is right. And we're going to tie this in line under the passenger seat of the Honda Goldwing. Step number 1, before I can install the Goldstrike LED trunk light, I have to remove this Honda seat from the Honda Goldwing in order to connect up the Goldstrike wiring harness 48000, and it's going to connect directly underneath the passenger seat on this Honda Goldwing. So if you have the newer style Honda Goldwing, or you need step-by-step instructions on how to remove the seat from the Honda Goldwing, please check out my video link in the top corner, and it will walk you through step-by-step on how to remove the Honda Goldwing seat and how to remove the passenger backrest. So on the harness, we have the left and we have the right. So we're going to work on this left side first. I'm going to disconnect the harness on the left and I'm going to tie this in line, and then we're going to do the same to the right side. Okay, so as you guys can see, I already have a 48000 already on the Honda Goldwing. I'm going to see if I can connect an additional wiring harness. So I'm going to unplug this. And this is actually the trailer wiring for you guys that pull trailers. This is the wiring for the trailer. So we're going to start on the left side. I'm going to tie in the left side. So I'm going to tie in the left side. I'm going to connect it here. I'm going to tuck it down on the bottom. Then I'm going to tie in this other harness. And I'm going to tuck it underneath this frame rail. So we're going to do the same to the right side. Going to disconnect the harness, press on the tab and just kind of wiggle it loose. We're going to plug one in. Till it snaps, then plug in the other side. And now we can tuck this wire back underneath. So the next thing I want to do, I want to go ahead and bench test the light before I get the light installed on the trunk, I want to make sure that everything works, make sure that all my connections are properly connected. So we're going to do a bench test and just verify that the LED trunk light actually works. The next step is for the bench test. I'm going to go ahead and just plug in the connections for the light, and I would just want to verify that it works. Okay, now I'm going to turn on the key. Let's see if we're going to get this thing to turn on. So we can see that the light is actually working. I'll turn on my left turn, right turn, and then I'm gonna hit the brake. So it looks like everything is working properly. So now that I verified that the harness is working, now I can proceed with the next step of taking off the passenger backrest and getting the trunk lid removed. So for this next step, I'm sure you guys are asking, do I have to remove the trunk lid, or can I just install the LED trunk light without having to remove the trunk lid? I am going to have to remove the trunk lid. So I'm going to take out the screws and get it disassembled. The trunk lid, just gonna reach in, disconnect the wiring. And now I can remove the trunk lid. Now that I have the trunk lid removed from the Honda Goldwing, now I can work on separating the inner lid from the outer lid. So I'm going to flip it over, and I'm just going to remove a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And also we're going to remove these hood latches. Now, in order to separate the lid, I'm going to have to remove these bolts that holds the luggage rack. Once I remove those 6 bolts, then I can separate the lid. Now that I have all of the bolts out, now I can separate the trunk lid. And so now I got to pry this trunk lid out. Being very careful. Now that I have the trunk lid separated from the inner liner, now I can flip this over. It says place a piece of masking tape over the center of the outer lid, measure 1.5 inches down from the top edge and mark the horizontal line. Drill a small pilot hole, then use a step drill bit to open the hole to a 9/16. So from the top of the lid, you're looking at 1.5 inches. So from this bevel down, we're going to go 1.5 inches and we're going to mark it. So now they will fit. I'm going to pull this tape off. I want to make sure that this 3M tape really sticks. So I got to make sure that I clean this area up real good. Make sure that all of the wax, all of the grease is off of this trunk lid. Otherwise, this trunk lid light will come off. So I want to clean it up real good. So I'm going to take some alcohol, put it on a microfiber towel. I just want to clean this area real good. Wipe all of the oil, all of the grease, all of the factory film off of the trunk lid, otherwise it's not going to hold. Now that the trunk lid is drying, I'm just going to activate the adhesion of the 3M tape. I'm going to take a penny and I'm just going to rub over the 3M tape just to activate some adhesion. First thing is putting the wire through the 9/16 hole. Just gonna push it on through. Now that the wire is pushed through, I'm gonna peel the 3M tape. Now she's ready to be applied. I'm gonna make sure that this is perfect. This is not in the directions, but I'm just going to take a little bit of sealant and I'm just going to plug that hole. I don't want any water coming back through. Since I have the lid already off of the Honda Goldwing, I'm going to take the opportunity to install a aftermarket light right here inside of the trunk lid. But I'm just going to be using a light that I had in my toolbox. I'm going to install this on the lid since I've already have it separated. I'm going to take this rubber grommet, push it through, and then I can take my light, being careful not to break those inner tabs. A good installer must always be prepared to improvise. I'm going to splice these wires. So I'm going to do a bench test just to verify that my light actually works. Before I reinstall it back inside of the Goldwing. White being my negative, black being my positive. And it'll make a great trunk light. So I'm going to take some wire. Black would be my positive in this situation, or this case. And white would be black would be my positive and white would be my negative. I just want to solder that connection. I'm going to do one last bench test. Red on my positive and black on my negative. And it is working. I'll make sure everything slides in. In this portion of the video, I replaced all of the hardware that came out of the trunk lid. For the sake of time, I'm just going to speed up the video through this process. So now that I have all of the hardware put back inside of the trunk lid, I have the latches attached. All I have to do now is put the trunk lid back on the Honda Goldwing and connect up my wiring. So the best way that I find to install the trunk lid is to leave the latches up and put the bolts back through the hinges while the latches are spread apart. So I'm just going to rest the trunk lid. This works better when you have another set of hands. In this portion of the video, I attached the trunk lid back to the Honda Goldwing and reattached the wiring that I initially disconnected when I removed the trunk lid. Now I can put back the passenger backrest. Okay, now that I have the passenger backrest installed on the Honda Goldwing, now I can connect up the rear LED Goldstrike trunk light. So I have 4 connections on the left and I have 4 connections on the right. And now I can plug in the wiring. I'm going to plug in the orange and green on the left. Snap those in on the left. So now I have 3 connectors for 3 other accessories, one on the right and one on the left. And now I can work on connecting the trunk light. So now I have the Goldstrike LED trunk light installed. I'm going to turn on the key just to verify that it comes on, and then I'm going to open up the trunk to verify that my dome light is actually working. Here we go. And see if that dome light is on. As you can see, the dome light is on. I want to verify when to turn off the key that everything cuts off. And this will conclude my installation video of the Goldstrike LED trunk light for the 21 or newer Honda Goldwing. I will include in the description of the video of where you can pick up the Goldstrike LED trunk light for the 21 or newer Honda Goldwing. If you guys like this video, be sure to click the like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And also look out for my part 2 video where I download the Lightstrike app for the Goldstrike LED trunk light and go over with you some additional features and function of this new LED trunk light. Stay tuned to the channel. Be sure to click that like button, and I will talk to you guys later. See you.
Big dog status, I'm a big dog vet. I pull up on the block in a big Corvette. Ride around the city with a stick all black. Try with a stove, we with all that. Made $1 million and I can't go back. Got a lot of jewelry on me, man, can't hold that. 12 asking better, tell him that I ain't so crack. Know your money long when your people can't afford that. I'm ballin', yeah. My mama told me that did my calling. I keep that stick, I don't do no brawling. Open out the doors and let them all in here. Yeah, they all in here. Ooh, big dog. We come out the pound, so we big dog. Heavy patty gun, they break my wrist off. I'm young out of rocket, bout to live, dog. 3, 2, 1, I got big dog status, I'm a big dog vet. I pull up on the block in a big Corvette. Yeah, ride around the city with a stick all black. Try with a stove, we with all that. Yeah, big dog status, I'm a big dog vet. I pull up on Fall in line, yeah. We got sticks like it's Columbine, yeah. Running up the dollar signs, yeah. Ain't no hiding from them hollow cans, yeah. Bring up like the Taliban, that's my paper, don't you bottom mine, yeah. Heavy paddock on me, break my wrist off, yeah. Yeah, lift off, I got